Hi, this is Peter Klett of Candlebox, and you are watching The Sound Effect.
And here we are live. Thank you for watching tonight. We are back for another show, and we appreciate you tuning in. I am Todd T. Riley.
I'm Scott Johnston.
And I'm Michelle Bench Novak.
And we are
The Sound Effect.
Of course, can't forget our usual man behind the scenes. Dougie Fresh is skipping out on us tonight. Unfortunately, he's not able to make it, so we're trying to do all this. Scott and I are going to be running the whole show from right here. It's kind of crazy, but, we're capable. It'll handle us. But we thank you, Doug, for all you can do. Sorry you can't be here tonight, brother. He'll be back next week, of course. We also like to thank our wonderful friend Angie much more, as you saw just a moment ago. We played a video for the Much More benefit concert, which benefits her dad, who passed a few years ago. He was a really great guy, a major, major player in the Tampa Bay music scene and international scene, for that matter. He worked with an awful lot of bands, and we'll talk a little bit more about him as well. But she does a annual concert here. It'll be the third one and stuff, and benefits a great cause. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, be sure to be there. It's April 20th at Quaker Steak and Lube. Thank you so much, Angie, for being our guest co-host for the past few weeks. We appreciate you, girl. We'd also like to say a very big happy birthday to you, because tomorrow is her birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
That's pretty awesome. She actually shares it with a couple of big names, one of them from Tampa Bay, and you'll find out who that is in just a little moment. We'd also like to welcome to the show as our guest co-host, the host of Shaking the Rafters with Michelle on Rock Rage Radio. Welcome to the Sound Effect, Michelle. Glad to have you here, girl.
Oh my gosh, thank you. It is my honor to be here. So I have a show on Rock Rage Radio called Shaking the Rafters with Michelle. Do a lot of interviews with rock bands, met these fine fellows at a very cool rock expo event. So thanks for asking me to guest co-host. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Very
appreciate
cool.
you coming
Very
in and being a
cool.
part of this. In fact, I want to say tonight we are going to welcome back to the show one of our great friends. He's been here before, but that's not stopped him from coming again. And
Yeah, surprisingly.
he's probably, he's a staple here at the Sound Effect. So we would like to welcome Wade Black from War of Thrones. Welcome,
There
brother.
he is.
Wade.
All right.
What's going on, guys?
Very nice to have you. Very nice to have you, as
Indeed,
always.
man. Great to see you, Wade.
Very cool.
Always a pleasure.
So, what we have going on tonight. So, you guys are going to make sure that if you haven't voted for our poll, our social media poll this week is
Which Jim was the bigger loss of the 70s? Jimi Hendrix or Jim Morrison? Yeah,
That's a hard call.
that's a hard call.
Yeah, let's not answer it now, but hey, everybody get your votes in. A little bit later in the show, we'll talk about the results and everything, and we'll share, our opinions and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go from there.
We'll also be discussing, we got a special guest interviews that Michelle did for us when she was at Rocklanta this past weekend, and that'll be coming up a little bit later on in the show, so you're not going to want to miss that.
Nope.
Make sure you're locked in for that. But first, here I go trying to do the whole thing by myself. Let's get into some music news and entertainment. So the Rolling Stones have postponed their 2019 tour because Mick Jagger is going to undergo heart surgery to replace a valve.
Wow.
It's actually it's become
Pretty
a common
major,
thing these
actually.
days as far as surgeries are concerned, but it's still a major thing. You're talking about open heart surgery.
Sure.
And he's 75 years old. Stones confirmed that the 75-year-old singer is going to have surgery for the heart issue. The procedure could take place as early as Friday. He's down in Miami now because the band was scheduled to launch its No Filter tour on April 20th in Miami and continue through July 29th. And the entire run has been postponed so Jagger can recover. They announced the postponement of their upcoming U.S.-Canada tour dates on Saturday, and Jagger added that he was so sorry to all of fans in America and Canada with tickets. Said he really hates letting you down like this. He's devastated for having to postpone the tour, but will be working very hard to be back on the road as soon as he can And once again, huge apologies to everyone. Even with the surgery coming up, though, Jagger was photographed by paparazzi in Miami over the weekend. A couple of Jagger's bandmates reached out to fans following the news of the tour postponement, and the Stones will release a new compilation called Honk on April 19th. That was set to go one day before the tour was supposed to start. So,
What are they honking?
honking on Bobo, maybe?
Honk it.
Oh, that's
Yes.
Aerosmith, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Sorry.
Oh, we having
There
cameras.
we go.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I had some
one's back.
issues with this momentarily.
Hey, there you go.
It's messing with us. I think the whole system's just testing me tonight. Don't be doing that.
I didn't do anything. If something goes,
Not you. He
I
was
was
pointing.
talking to the stinking.
I'm admiring the
If you talk-
multitasking going on over here,
Well,
Scott.
it's a series
You
of
should have seen the
multitasking.
multitasking. I used to be so good at it to the point where we had to hire Doug. So how do you think I'm doing now? You know, we're doing all right.
Better
You
than
know,
I
just-
could, Scott. Better than I could.
I just need to get Wade to do a lot of talking. I'll just hit the camera
Golly,
at him,
man.
and
All
I'll
right,
leave it
man.
there and let Wade go.
Hit me.
Go.
Hit me.
There.
Oh, there you go. Well, for a little more music news, I guess we'll dig up a little dirt because Motley Crue scores first U.S. top 10 album in more than a decade with the Dirt soundtrack. So the Crue previously landed in the top 10 with its last full-length collection of new material, Saints of Los Angeles, which debuted and peaked at number 4 in July 2008. The 18-song The Dirt soundtrack, mastered by Grammy winner Dave Donnelly, features a collection of Motley Crue classics that meaningfully underscore the significant moments that shaped the film. The album includes 14 fan favorites and chart-topping tracks exclusive to the film soundtrack.
Talking cracks.
Yeah, I was thinking of Tommy Lee running up the hallway there in that movie, and I have a story about that, but I'll spare it for you. I told you, Todd.
No, we might
So,
want to hear it.
exclusive to the film soundtrack, Motley Crue recorded 4 new songs, including the single "The Dirt," established 1981 with Machine Gun Kelly, who plays Tommy Lee in the film. The 3 remaining songs conclude the album with a catchy "Ride the Devil," "Crash and Burn," and the band's own spin on Madonna's "Like a Virgin." And there's a lot of irony in them remaking that song, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's for sure. Have you heard it?
I have, and the movie's phenomenal. I actually really enjoyed
I
it.
mean, have you
I
heard
love the
version of
movie.
Like a
I love
Virgin?
the movie. Like a Virgin, I say a great big oh hell no. I'm sorry, guys, but you guys, I mean, thank God for the movie because I mean, you haven't had a chart-topping number 1 in quite a few years. So, thumbs up for the movie.
You know that I agree with you. The movie I thought was really cool. I think they did a really good job on it. The other songs that they've done are fantastic,
Right?
but Like a Virgin, the music. Now the music I think was really excellent.
Right.
Okay, it had a killer groove to it and everything, and then there's Vince's high-pitched voice kicking in, and I was like, nah.
I haven't heard it.
But
man,
I have to agree with you.
I
on
can't
that, Mr.
judge
Wade.
something that I haven't heard, but man, I know what I'm
No
thinking.
judging then.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the video of him singing the song and they do the karaoke underneath of him and it's just a bunch of just not the right lyrics and everything.
I have not seen
And
that.
I'm like, oh my God. And it's just like, hello, kickstart my heart, yeah. And it's like, what happened to the rest of the lyrics, man? I mean,
You know, I've wondered that before when I've seen them live.
right? I mean, we're gonna have to call.
I have
We're gonna
too,
have to call.
actually.
Tom Petty's gone. God bless his heart. But we're gonna have to call Bob Dylan in order to decipher these lyrics.
Yeah, right?
I mean, what happened with this, man? It was a total train wreck. And then I saw a video of Toto the other day when they were doing the Africa song, and this guy was 3 shades off of not the note. Not the note. And I was like, oh my God. And then you see posts underneath, and it's like, well, that's why he's not the singer of the band anymore. And this and that. So, yeah, if you're going to be the singer of Toto, or you're, if you're going to be Vince Neil, be Vince Neil. I mean, honestly. Love the band, love what they've created and stuff, but I mean, yeah. A little bit more time within the art, please.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm thinking. I know that they're playing near us. I'm guessing. I think it was November or something. And I mean, we're talking like they're playing like 2 blocks down the street from my house in this band shell out in the park.
Sebastian Bach.
It's going to be with Sebastian Bach, so I have a feeling we probably
Vince
will
Neil,
be there.
Sebastian stuff.
Yeah. I think Slaughter is going to be there too, so that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be a good show.
Well, Slaughter is actually Vince Neil's backing band.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
his solo band is Slaughter.
I would much
the
rather
Slaughter
hear
band,
Mark Slaughter sing than Vince. I'm just saying, just at the current time and time of day and
I always thought Slaughter's a
date.
better singer personally. Just
Yeah.
overall.
Listen to him stuff, the Vinnie Vincent stuff. I mean,
love
that
the
guy
Vinnie
was
Vincent
actually
Invasion stuff.
absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
That was great stuff. Yeah.
Boys are gonna rock.
On the heels of the 33rd anniversary of Van Halen's 5150 album, Michael Anthony nixes the Van Halen reunion.
What?
Just talked about this.
Yeah, just last week.
What
wasn't
was last week? Where if they were gonna if they want to do this thing, we'll postpone what we're doing with Sammy Hagar and all that. Well, I guess not. Former Van Halen bassist Michael Anthony ruled out a summer return to the band despite speculation that has linked him with the reunion in recent months. Now,
Kiss my ass.
yeah, I can't believe that. The possibility of Van Halen returning to the road for the first time since 2015 was first mentioned by frontman David Lee Roth in his last interview when he was said that the group they were planning on the reunion thing, for a stadium tour. Sammy Hagar said that tentative discussions to include Michael Anthony, but not Sammy Hagar on that tour. I don't know. I mean, he was ready. He was ready to whether he's going to replace Michael Anthony with the Circle band that Sammy Hagar is in, or just postpone it for a little bit.
Postpone it entirely. It was totally.
He's
willing
had
to
that.
do
He's
that.
had that
would've
band
been
for
pretty
years.
Cool.
It would have been cool.
Now,
I think it's awesome of Sammy to say that he would step.
No, I think that's
put
really
the band
cool.
on hold. so
Sammy's
that,
always a top
Michael
notch.
could
that's
do
actually
that.
showing support for the band in
Yeah.
a different way. I mean,
It's support for both Michael and for Van Halen.
Right.
now Michael Anthony last played for Van Halen when Hagar fronted it, and that lineup was 2004. Well, David Lee Roth fronted the version of the group in 1984, where Eddie's son Wolfgang played bass with the group since 2007, as a matter of fact. Which I get it; it's his son and everything. But I mean, Michael Anthony hitting those huge high notes, you
Yeah, he
can't
was
replace
Wolfgang,
that.
he's not hitting those high notes, bro.
No, there's no way.
Sorry.
There's
No, all
no
those
way.
highs
Sorry,
were,
kids.
were Michael Anthony all the time. All the backup vocals for Van Halen were always Michael Anthony.
Right.
So
Wolfgang did great as far as bass. I've seen him.
Yeah,
play.
not
as
bad.
far as playing
Did a
bass
good
goes,
job, but
but
It's not hitting the
He's
highs.
no Michael
It's not
Anthony.
hitting
Stop
the
it.
highs,
Right.
Anthony. Yeah.
He might have the Van Halen name, but he wasn't the original member in that band, so I don't
Right,
give a
right.
and I can't,
crap.
I can't say that Michael Anthony's
He
Sorry.
needs to hold back. You need to hold back, right? You don't. You need to. I mean, you need to not hold back. Say what you think, right?
Really cool,
I
he's
love that.
solid, and his vocals are, I mean,
vocals
they're
are
the
top-notch.
highest in all
Right.
the harmony parts. I mean, that's, that's hard to replace.
Is
So
it love?
it might even be higher than that.
It might be. I think it might be.
Anthony offered an update via a comment on his Instagram saying that the Van Halen tour not going to happen. And it wasn't clear if he had meant his own involvement in the project or the whole thing wasn't going to happen. But speaking before Anthony's latest comments, Hagar said if there was an opportunity for him to go play with Van Halen again, just to mend that up, just to keep that sour note from being in his head the rest of his life, had his blessings. So, I can tell you straight up right now, there has been nothing confirmed, and that's what Hagar said. So I mean, well, now we know it's been confirmed that it's not going to happen.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that would have been really
Unfortunately.
cool to see because Van Halen was always one of my all-time favorite bands. Growing up at first, Van Halen was my favorite band. they were the band that got me into music and got me into guitar playing.
And he got
everything.
me
It
into
was
playing
just-
guitar.
You
You
can't
know.
say that David Lee Roth is better than Sammy Hagar.
There-
There's no. It's
No,
two
here's the
different.
thing, though, is-
It's two different things. Back in the day, David Lee Roth ruled.
Right.
A
He
man.
he
Let's
put
not talk
he
about
put
singing
he,
at all.
he put California on the map, for God's sakes. And I mean, yeah, I mean, there's no. But then again, look at what Sammy did for them, which took them to
Well, right. I
a
mean,
lot of hits
a
and
lot of their great.
and
Sammy
brought
took them
and
to a
brought
whole
them
new
back out of the
heights.
darkness again. I mean, that's
like
what they were looking for.
1984 was almost the demise of Van Halen in some ways.
And the
You
Gary
know what I mean?
Cherone chibockery,
Yeah.
debauchery, whatever you
I was
want to
actually
call
rather
it. One of
disappointed
those
in
words.
That
because
was
I love
really-
Gary Cherone.
Well, I do, but
love
not with
Extreme.
Van Halen.
Yeah.
You can
It
put
just
the
doesn't-
best.
I do too.
Doesn't
You could
fit.
put the best musicians in the world together, but you're still not guaranteed.
I honestly think a lot of the problem with that particular album was the production on it. They didn't have Ted Templeton that they had on all the other albums and before that. And,
True.
And so the production-wise, that's the worst produced Van Halen album out of all of them.
Right.
By far. And Cherone is a phenomenal singer.
He is.
Oh,
Great
absolutely.
singer.
I love
Of course he
Extreme.
What I liked about him is he actually kind of had the Sammy sound to
Right.
his vocals,
Right.
but he had the David Lee Roth charisma.
They should have got the guy from Bullet
That's why I
Boys.
thought he would have been a good fit.
They should have got the Bullet Boys singer to come and sing for Van Halen.
Mark.
Mark Tora.
Yeah. Bring him out of the darkness. I love Mark. I went and just recently saw Bullet Boys. I hadn't seen him, and I'd never seen him, and I saw him first time 2-3 months ago and stuff, and I was blown away.
Did you go to the Hair Nation show over at House of Blues in
No.
Orlando? That's where
No.
I saw him just a couple
Really?
months back. Yeah, it was
he
good.
he sang me Kissin' Kitty, and I was like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. And it was incredible. I loved it.
Wade was in tears.
I was, man. It was great. And he sang me.
Wade,
That guy
Wade.
sang me all the hits,
Going
man.
smooth up in
Yeah.
you, baby.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow. All of a sudden it's that. All of a sudden it's that kind of party, right?
Oh no!
Just stop. Oh, all right, let's
All right,
get
yeah,
off that
yeah,
page.
all right. So this week in history, April 1st, 1970, John Lennon and Yoko Ono released a hoax that they were having dual sex change operations. And then in 1973, they formed a new country with no laws or boundaries, called it Newtopia, and its national anthem was Silence.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! You know,
What a
first that was
sack.
the year I was born, so
What a
I don't remember that. But
I don't remember
wow.
either. But you sure she didn't just go ahead and do it?
Scott,
She
Scott,
might
I
have.
don't
I meant to mute my mic
to
for
be,
that.
cha-chung,
Wow.
I don't know what to
What
say
is
to that.
going on with this show?
This
Is
no-
totally
this is
wild
no
and
joke,
crazy
but
today.
In 2017, Bob Dylan received the Nobel Prize for Literature at a private ceremony in
Nice.
Stockholm.
That's awesome.
And he spoke and nobody could hear him, or nobody could understand.
April 2nd in 1800, exactly. Very blah. First performance of Ludwig van Beethoven's First Symphony in C. And in 1968, the Beatles form Python Music Limited. Man, it seems to be around this time of year was a really big time of the year for the Beatles. I mean, we've been announcing Lennon stuff, Paul McCartney stuff,
Yeah,
Beatles
we have.
stuff, all over the last couple of months.
Yep.
It just seems like they must have picked, the very beginning, the first quarter of the year to be when they were releasing stuff left and right. Just a big thing for them for some reason.
Planned it.
So, yeah, possibly. 1977, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album went number 1 and it stayed there for 31 weeks.
Great album.
Yeah, excellent album.
Nice.
April 3rd, 1960, Elvis Presley recorded It's Now or Never, Fever, and Are You Lonesome Tonight?
Look at that,
Did that
Todd.
at the RCA Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. And in 2008, same day, April 3rd, Mariah Carey overtook Elvis Presley's record of 17 number 1 U.S. hits with her 18th, Touch My Body. Only the Beatles have more than 20.
Wow. So we'll go ahead and do the famous birthdays this week. You ready for this one?
Do it.
All right, I'm doing it. April 1st, 1875, Edgar Wallace, creator of King Kong.
What?
Who doesn't like King Kong?
I
right?
love King
It's
Kong.
1875. It was a long time ago.
I don't remember that either,
No, me
Scott.
neither.
That's before my time.
I hope so. I hope so. 1954, Jeff Porcaro, drummer and percussionist for Toto. He's 65.
Taking it, Toto.
And I'm feeling old now when I just said that, actually. April 2nd, this is one of my all-time favorite singers. I know I don't want to lose my rock card, but 1939, Marvin Gaye, singer best known for the song Sexual Healing, was born, and he passed away in 1984. Wow. That was actually right on the heels of his amazing comeback that he did as well. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
He took over he got like every award for that album that came out.
Do you know how he passed away?
I do.
His dad actually shot him
shot
at
him.
the dinner
Yeah.
table for reaching over the table.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shot him dead. Bam.
His dad shot him and killed him, yeah.
Dad.
Very tragic.
No
I
more.
know about that.
That was
Yeah.
one, and then my
No
other,
more sexual healing.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
other
what-
all-time favorite singer died suspiciously too. Like from that era was Sam Cooke. I just watched a documentary on that. You know, he had all the. They don't really know. Some people think he was murdered. You know, so it's
Right.
really kind of crazy.
Somebody after his money or something. I mean,
But I mean, getting shot for reaching over the dinner table. Imagine,
Bam.
imagine what would happen if you like.
What did I tell you,
spilled
Scott,
Paint out in the garage.
about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I think they had a pretty volatile relationship anyway.
begin with.
Really.
I don't think it couldn't have just been the salt.
I don't know
I'm
if I'd
thinking,
be
you
having
know?
him
All I'm
dinner
doing
with
is-
my dad if he was that kind of a dad.
I'm just waiting for him to chew with his mouth open. That's
I
it.
said no tomatoes.
No, no. All right. On to the birthdays, still on April 2nd. 1953, David Robinson, drummer for the Cars, turned 66
I
today.
love the Cars.
I love the Cars, too. I love the
Yeah,
Cars, too.
I do too.
Oh, here's a good one. April 3rd, and there's some surprising information here. 1922, the biggest female film star in the early 1960s, actress, singer, animal welfare activist, and Hollywood legend Doris Day turns 97.
Are you serious? I love Doris Day. She's
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I had to really look that up because I didn't think she was still alive. I had no,
Honestly,
I
I didn't
honestly
think so
didn't
either.
think she was.
I didn't know that either.
If not,
actually.
she's on the list.
She's up there with
Oh.
Betty White. She's up there with Betty White, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
list.
She's on the list. Look at
Hey. I'm just kidding.
That's not
I'm
right.
kidding.
Who are the other two?
She's best known as the Girl Next Door actress and for her CBS sitcom, The Doris Day Show. She's won numerous awards over the year, and she has also recorded more than 650 songs from 1947 to 1967, which made her one of the most popular and acclaimed singers of the 20th century. And she had a UK top 10 album featuring new material when she released her 29th studio album at the age of 89 in
Lord,
2011.
you gotta be
kidding.
Doris Day is a beast.
Beast
She's a
mode.
beast.
650 songs.
Yeah. I can't touch that.
I know.
Doris Day's got me beat
She's a
already.
beast.
I had no idea that she did all that.
That
Those
is
songs
insane,
that was
right?
Crazy. I was like, wow.
She
And then
wasn't-
to put to release another album at the age of 89, and have it
89.
go number 10 on the,
And I was impressed
UK?
that Mick
That's
was still
fantastic.
touring
I'm not
at
done,
75,
bitches.
You know, right?
That's gonna
Farewell
be
tour of
the
my
exactly.
and Motley Crue stopped touring. Ha!
Right.
Yeah, right. Wimps.
Take that.
Oh my God.
This one, I've got to give
This is
a
cool.
special yes. I got to do this because I'm from the Tampa Bay area. So April 3rd, 1963, Tampa's own Chris Oliva, guitarist from Savatage, and sadly we lost him. Gone but not forgotten in 1993.
Speaking of that, this very day in 1993, they released Edge of Thorns.
Wow.
So, and it was that tour that he was getting ready to head out on.
You know, that one just hits all of us in the Tampa Bay area, I think, even harder than
Oh, yeah.
everyone else. Those are our boys,
I was at the
you know?
I was at the livestock
That
that he
was
got
too.
You
killed
guys were
at.
both at
Yeah.
livestock when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
when the
So-
news was
I
announced.
was
Actually,
one of the peeps hanging out backstage with a group of people waiting for him to show up, you know, to hang out with. And my boss came up rolling up in a golf cart with Jesse James Dupree, a Jackal, with him to tell me that Chris passed in that accident on the way there. He's like, I knew you knew him. I wanted to be the one to tell you. So
No, I'm so
never
sorry.
forget it.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it's like clear as day. You know.
At the-
I was very honored that John asked me to MC his memorial concert they had at the Boulevard
Oh, wow,
Village.
Tom.
That's
Awesome.
cool.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I've known the Olivas for years and years.
Yeah.
At Chris's funeral and everything else was
right.
super
Yeah.
sad day for
very,
sure.
very sad day.
Yeah.
Just
Huge
for
loss.
Tampa Bay and just for the music industry entirely. So
All right, and April 3rd, 1968, singer Sebastian Bach from Skid Row turns 51.
Wow.
Scott's wife's going, yeah.
You're a big Sebastian Bach fan, I take it.
So now I know why Angie's such a big friend of yours, Amanda, because they have the same birthday.
Oh,
Nice.
wow, they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
You're right, I
Nice.
guess. Yeah.
Did you see that he still has Gene Simmons spit in a bag
Does he really?
or something from the
What?
Kiss concert that he saw back in like '75 or something?
Wow.
Or the blood that he spit out, whatever. He's got blood in a bag.
That's crazy.
All right.
Blood.
So-
in a-
Tomas.
So someday he's going to clone Gene, is what you're saying?
It's not his real. It's not his real blood.
Yeah, it's the little blood package.
It's the blood pills.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so let's check out what events are going on and talk to our fabulous guest. Yeah, so May 3rd through the 5th, the 9th annual edition of Florida's biggest rock experience, Welcome to Rockville, returns to Jacksonville's Metropolitan Park, featuring over 50 bands. That's going to be killer. It includes Tool, Korn, Rob Zombie, Incubus, Shinedown, and Judas Priest, along with bands such as Evanescence, Chevelle, Killswitch Engage, Tom Morello, The Cult, Skillet, In This Moment, Black Label Society, Papa Roach. That's just to name a few. I mean, there's
Wow.
some
That's going to be
great
an
bands.
awesome show.
That's gonna
I've
be
seen all
great.
those bands. My wife and I have
have
seen
too.
all those bands.
Yeah, and that'll
But all at the same
but
concert.
all at the same show.
Not at the same show.
That's why we need to be there.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
awesome.
why we need to be there, man.
You
It's
do
gonna be
need
fun.
You're
to be
not there,
there.
Wade. I mean, seriously.
He's busy. He's probably overseas when that's
Should be
going
up there
on.
showing Rob how to sing, right?
I mean, we'll give him a
Just
a
kidding, of course.
lesson or two. We'll give him
Like anybody needs to show Rob how to sing.
untouchable. Rob is the epitome of metal vocalist.
Yeah, absolutely. General admission and VIP tickets, as well as hotel and camping packages for Welcome to Rockville, on sale now at welcometorockvillefestival.com. Check it out. Be sure to support their sponsors as well, and we hope we'll see you there.
Well, this is one I'm actually going to be missing the Welcome to Rockville because I'm going to be at this one. Also the weekend, May 3rd through 5th, Cinco de Mayo weekend. M3 is cranking it up to 11. How are they doing that? In Columbia, Maryland. New this year, the 11th edition of Merriweather's internationally renowned 80s rock festival is expanding to a third day. It's always been 2 days. They're doing it on a Sunday as well, with festivities beginning with the annual Kicks Off party on Friday, May 3rd, featuring hometown heroes Kicks. Maryland loves Kicks. I got to tell you, they are so proud of them. Yes, they are. Yeah.
I love
Sorry,
Kicks.
I mean,
Cool little story about Kicks, man. When they played the Rocket Club, and I was DJing there and stuff, and I'm watching these guys, and they're up on stage playing, and the bass player got bopped in the mouth by head of the guitar, and
Wow.
so he walked off stage between one of the shows, and all of a sudden I'm still hearing all these vocals, and I'm like, well, where are they coming from? Because he was a big part of that, you know, and so here I'm thinking that they're playing along to a track. So I go backstage and back to the dressing room, and he's sitting back there on a stool, jamming on the bass with a mic sitting there, and he's singing along and doing
Busted
all
lip,
his parts,
leaking.
busted lip and everything backstage at the show. And I
Trooper.
was just like,
Trooper.
yeah, these guys
There you
are
go.
awesome, man. You know, they
Yeah.
they got some of the most incredible harmonies.
Well, they do. Jamie and I saw them play over at Space Coast Harley a couple months ago, and
Yeah.
it was just stupid sick.
So
Are you
out of it.
serious? Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So the 25th anniversary of the Tampa Bay Blues Festival is returning to Vinoy Park in St. Pete on the weekend of April 12th through the 14th. Several great blues artists, including headliners of Tab Benoit, Boz Scaggs, Johnny Lang. So that's gonna be killer. That's kicking it
Johnny's
off
I
on
know
Friday
Todd's
night.
loving that, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Johnny is always good.
You know, some other concerts to check out that may be in your area coming soon. They're all either playing here or coming here. Elton John, Buddy Guy in Little Feat, Winger, Firehouse, White Snake.
Aren't Winger and Firehouse and Whitesnake all playing?
I think
the M3
Winger
concert?
and
You know what? You got me.
I think
I'm
Winger
still
and Firehouse are
recuperating from
playing together.
Rocklanta. I'm still, I've discovered that, what is that meme? If I can party like a rock star, I can't recover like one. Yeah, it takes me like 3 days to recover from a festival when I go. And the Monsters of Rock cruise, it took me a week.
I can only imagine.
I am feeling the age. It is happening,
It just takes so
It
long
happens.
to recover now. So, yeah, I mean, Little River Band, Chicago, Disturbed. I mean,
That'll be a great show.
I love
yeah,
Little
so I
River
mean,
Band.
obviously, check out the band's
too,
websites, check out the concert venues near you, see who's playing and all that good stuff, and go from there. Should be pretty
Indeed.
cool. A
Awesome.
lot of good stuff
A lot of
coming to
good
town.
shows. So, of course, as I've said before, we've had this guy in the studio with us before, Wade, not just as a guest, but also as a guest co-host, and we've always had a good time. So we invited him back to hang out because our man Wade has some information and some big stuff going on with War of Thrones, right? Welcome back, Wade. Appreciate
do.
it, brother.
I
Very
do.
cool.
Thank you guys very much for hanging out and supporting local metal. War of Thrones has been around here for the last 10 years, and we have a new record out, Conflict and Creation. You can go on all different kinds of places, iTunes, and so on and so forth, and find this record. But the big thing is that we have coming up here, we played Smokin' 19 last Saturday night. It was
Great
a
show.
huge turnout. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. For all who saw the show, know what they're seeing. So we bring nothing but metal, and that's just the way that we are. It's the way we're made. It's not just a hobby or whatever. It's a lifestyle for us. So we carry the flag around. April 20th, we'll be at Venom in Newport Richey for the 420 Smokeout. And this is actually put on by Tampa Bay Mosh Team and Mosh Team Mayhem in Newport Richey, which do this every year. I think they've been there for the last 4 or 5 years doing this. But that's what we're going to be doing here coming up soon. Planning on going over to Europe, which is a huge up for us. We're actually playing Sabaton Open Air in Fallon, Sweden,
Yeah,
coming
that's
up here
awesome.
in August. And what's cool about this is I'm not in somebody else's band. I'm not a hired-on singer, right? This is my band. I created it. Thank God of the people that I'm surrounded by. Get me through to the next level. But this will be the first time in 20 years that I've taken my band over to Europe.
That's awesome.
Which is a huge accolade for me. So, of course, with Sweden, and of course, we plan to carry on and do more things. 2020 is a new year, new record that will be starting in 2020 as well with new members. Matt Roberts, is an addition to the band. So we're up and running, man. Everything's firing on all 8 cylinders, and we're ready to stomp a hole in any stage anywhere around the world at any particular time.
So you say in addition, I mean, so you're going to have 2 guitar players in the band then?
We have, at this particular time, our guitar player, Rick Renstrom, has kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus
Okay.
out of the band, which we add the addition of Matt to. I'm not sure of Rick's further involvement with the live playing as of right now. So it's not out of the question that he won't return and start playing again or whatever. He still is involved with the production of the band, with the arrangements of the next records that we'll do. Rick is still a full functioning member of the band.
Cool.
So and
Very
and
cool.
as of always, we give him time to do what he needs to do in his personal life, and as we progress as a band, of course, we want to try to be as positive as we possibly can, and move on
Yeah, absolutely.
and do what we do. It's hard out there these days the way the music business works, the way that the record labels are, this and that. Nobody's going to give you anything anymore. You
I know we all get paid so much money now.
You think well, and
It's
and
hard
right,
out there
and
for
ha
a
ha ha.
That was like we were waiting for the
think-
punchline there.
Right. You
That's
think
the
you think you need an endorsement. You think you earned an endorsement. Until you get that endorsement is when you earn it.
Yeah.
It's the time that you put into it. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
I honestly dislike of how somebody will just give all of a band like accolade, like this Greta Van Fleet, an accolade. Let these people put out 2 or 3 more records before you label them as of anything.
Yeah.
You know, so they might sound like somebody else. You know, I don't know. It's like, God, I'm going blank. Like David Coverdale going and singing for another band. Of course, it's going to sound like Whitesnake because he sang for Whitesnake.
Well, yeah,
Right.
of course.
You know, so
So we have a question for you from the lovely Angie Much More. She wants to know when you're getting those braces off. I had to do that for Angie.
I have
Yeah,
no
yeah.
idea, sweetheart. My wife has got me trapped in this cage, and I don't know when I'm going to be out of these. Hopefully soon.
Does it affect your singing at all?
No, I
But
can answer that.
no, not at
He doesn't
all.
affect his singing.
You know
A
what,
little
Wade?
whistle in there every once in a while.
No.
Wade, I got braces when I was 40, and my mother was like, "You're gonna regret it." And I had the bright idea of getting gold braces. Right? I thought, "Oh, that'll be cool." It was cool for like 2 days, and my boss started calling
Bling,
me.
bling.
My boss was calling me LL Cool Michelle.
Oh, man.
And I was stuck with them. So at least you didn't do that. I had a grill. My grill.
Yeah, oh, you took a braces
Right. So I'm trying to upgrade at this particular time.
So the new
But,
guys you got in the band, they're from Jericho Siren.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. The drummer and the guitar player are both from Jericho Siren.
Now, when we had Richard and all the other guys from Jericho Siren in here, we hadn't actually had a chance to see them yet. They just played their first gig over there at the Brass Mug and stuff. And man, that was the first time I saw them, and I was highly impressed. The guitar player and
Yep.
the monster, the drummer.
I've
Yeah.
seen them both solo
Super
playing
killer.
with you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was really impressed. And then, of course, they all pulled double duty, you know, when Jericho Siren played. And then
They did. Who knows
swap
how
out
often
singers.
that'll end up happening and
Yeah.
stuff. Little
But that was cool. It
Yeah.
was great. You know, I mean, both great bands, excellent bands. So
different styles, different music, different
Yeah.
vocalists and stuff. So different spin on how things work. You know, we all want to be accepted. We all want to try to do the best that we possibly can do.
right.
So
You said you had the guitar player in your band, The Priest, with you, right?
absolutely, yeah. Matt played with us briefly in The Priest, but much more better as a original guitar player than a cover song
Yeah.
guitar player.
Yeah. Well,
It's
you're shredding it, man.
he's a natural guitar player, so putting him in somebody else's shoes doesn't do him justice.
Right.
That's
So
like putting the brakes on.
right. So hats off to Matt. He did a great job. His audition with the band was impeccable. The kid went home and did his homework and stuff, and actually turned out okay. Almost gave me a heart attack, you know, a couple times of this and that. New drummer, new guitar player, you
Yeah.
know, show.
That's a lot.
This and that,
changes
and
at once.
and now it's on my shoulders. It's my band. Something goes wrong with it,
your
you
fault.
know, I'm to blame. So, you know, a lot to deal with. You know, just like you putting on the show tonight without your engineer here, you know, it just puts extra hat on your head and makes your heart skip a beat
That's for sure.
every once in a
Absolutely.
while.
I mean, if
You
it
know,
goes
if
good,
if
it's
you ever
my
know
fault.
what it's like to go out to thousands of people on the stage and actually entertain them for an hour or so, I welcome any of you who really oh, I'm in a band, oh, I do this, oh, I do that, you know. Do it continuously and do it for 20 years and get back to me and tell me how you did. So it's a rough business out there. So
Yeah, you definitely would have to do that for the love of it because,
either I love it a lot or I'm really stupid.
Or you're glutton for punishment.
So,
Is that what
or
you're saying?
I think I might
Absolutely
be
crazy.
I thought I might be a little bit of both.
It could be a combination of both.
I think it's a
all
triple.
us
It's a
musicians
triple
are-
attack.
Yeah.
Right. I think we
You
all
got
have
the
that
insanity in
love
there, you got
there,
the,
you know.
the love, and you just
Yep.
got the.
Yeah, I took a break from it for a while, and it was funny because after I had gotten kicked around so much that I didn't want any more to do with it. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll take a break for a little bit. So I took a break for 10 years, and then I met her, and she's like, you sing way too good. You're like, yeah, my wife Jamie, and hi boo boo. I mean,
Hey,
it's
Jamie.
just
So she's
you know,
responsible for that.
it's
Thanks, girl.
it's a lot.
It's all her fault.
She was like, you sing
good.
too good. You're like, no, you're not quitting. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything else. You're
That's the
going
way
to
it
go ahead
should be,
and
man.
sing a little bit
Your
more.
woman should support
So,
You know what? That is actually really admirable because I have had musician friends that have told me, "Oh, my wife wants me to quit," or this person, and she's
I've known
encouraging
so
you.
many
well,
of
it's
them.
not so
Because-
much. It's not so much of encouraging you to do it, but as you take it all in yourself personally, as you're going through this and stuff, and it's just like, Jesus Lord, is this what it really is? Is it that much of a soul drain? Soul sucker.
Let me ask you this.
And it's just like, golly, man.
I think you should do that.
I
again.
mean,
For you, brother. There's a song.
and it's just
Coming
like,
to you
just
live from the
mentally
South End.
and just physically, it drained me for a little bit till I was able to recharge my batteries, and now, I'm back again, and I'm full of piss and vinegar and all that good kind of stuff, and life's good.
New song coming soon from War of Thrones. Soul
See,
Sucker.
Exactly.
Soul suckers.
It's nice to see the support and having the support of your wife or girlfriend.
Sure.
A lot of the guys I've been in bands with, they look at support like a lot different. They're just a
Pay
step
your
away
bills
from
and-
the
Right.
support there. They're like,
Right.
They're like, they break up, they're not gonna have a place to live
Right.
or a way to even get to band practice
Right.
at that moment.
Sorry, you're not going to have.
type of support.
We've
you
gone
know?
through
Come
that
on, man.
before.
It's kind of dangerous for me to comment on that because I had some girlfriends that were actually having the discussion.
Oh, there's nothing dangerous about it.
They
It
weren't
happens
having the
all
discussion.
time.
They were going through it.
Well, they were actually
So-
saying,
Band lives matter.
yeah, something like that. I'm gonna play the fifth. I can't throw them under the bus. I can't do it on the first show. Maybe like the third, or if I'm back for a third, I'll do
Here,
it.
just pass me their names under
don't
the
have to-
table, and I'll say.
I'll just sign it to
Jezebel.
you.
I've known too many musicians throughout the years that have actually ended up quitting playing simply
altogether.
because they get a girlfriend, and they just don't play anymore.
I took a break
They
because
just
I got
completely
married. and
stopped.
There's
had
no,
kids.
there's
They were
no
fantastic
sex.
musicians.
There's no sex good enough that's gonna make me quit music. Even though the sex is good.
Oh man, I was about to do my cricket
The
song.
look on her face. She's like, I don't know about
It
that.
might pull me away for a little bit, but it's not gonna keep me completely from
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right, well, let's see how you like this.
It'll pull me away for the time being.
Look at her. I wish they could see her.
Yeah,
If
I'll turn
I
the
had
other
a
camera
I'd
on over
be
there.
pointing over
We
there.
got a camera. Go turn that camera. We'll turn
No,
it
we
on.
Can't do that to
She's
her.
like, no. She's not doing it. Next time.
When we come in from the video, we'll show her.
You're gonna sneak a side shot there.
Don't let her know, but the camera's on her, okay?
So Sabaton, man, tell us about that, brother, and how,
Jesus
how
Lord.
did that get hooked up?
You
my
know,
friend? That's
um,
a fantastic
Well,
opportunity.
what's funny is, my wife Jamie has been scouring out is my right hand as far as secretarial and trying to keep all of my crap together, which is a job within itself. I had to start paying her money. Well, I do give her all my money already. So
Look at her. She's like, yeah.
Yes, I got my whole change pocket
So-
filled.
yeah, so she started shopping us to festivals, and
Nice.
we've gotten a couple bites here and there. 2020 is looking really good for a lot of festivals and stuff, but this one particular festival, and it was funny because it was Sabaton Festival. It's in Sweden, and I had played Prague Power in Atlanta, and Sabaton had played. Huge Crimson Glory fans, and the guys come over. We talk for hours. So as my wife solicits us to the festival, they bite back, you know. Hey, are you guys going to be in Europe at that particular time? Yes, we're planning on coming over there because I'll already be over there for Vakin. So they go, well, yeah, we have a couple of spots left. And we're like, great, we want one.
Nice.
They text us back, how much you want? And we text them back a price.
How much you got?
Well,
$1 million.
So funny thing
How
was,
much you got?
they had never heard any music from us. They had never seen any EPKs, nothing, this
Reputation.
and that. That's the money you want. Good, we agree with that. We're sending you the contract tomorrow.
Sweet.
Send
Very
us the
cool.
contract. We signed it, 6-7 months ago. Yeah, 2 days it took, in order to get the whole thing done, finished off. So, but what's funny is that we're going over and playing Sabaton in Sweden, but we can't book any other shows because
Wow.
you've got Vakin, you've got Alcatraz, you've got so many other festivals. This is festival season over in Europe right now.
Yeah.
So, of course, I would have liked to take the band over for a 2-week run and do some club shows over there, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen for us this time. But at least we get to go over there and we get to play Sabaton with Udo and Avantasia, or not Avantasia, Apocalyptica, sorry. And a handful of others. You can go on the Sabaton website and see all the bands that are playing.
Udo
But
from Accept.
yep,
I just
the-
saw him on
yeah.
the Monsters of Rock
Yeah.
cruise.
And
Yeah.
and you have to understand, for me, like I said, going back over there with my own band this time is a complete thrill, and this is going to be the catapult or the catalyst for what we do for 2020, which is actually looking really, really, really good for us right now. So we just look forward to the future. You know, I mean, we're not rocket scientists, for crying out loud. You know,
Yeah.
so we're just trying to do the best that we possibly can do with the music. But everything's looking thumbs up at this particular time. Nothing but positive. So
Very
It's
good.
fantastic, brother.
Very good.
Congrats, my friend.
thank you.
Definitely. It's a good thing.
It's only been 30 years.
Taking
you know,
a little while.
So yeah, yeah, slow moving.
Better
Well,
late than
obviously,
never, I guess.
obviously, you had a
Call
very
it
good
that.
reputation, though. From the other projects that you've done, and those guys recognize that from you,
Correct.
and recognize your talent to bring you in like that, having not heard the band.
Yep.
You know, that says a lot.
Yep.
That goes a long way.
I honestly think you're only as good as your next record. You're only as good as your next show.
Yeah.
So the people that have the positiveness with for you and to sign you to their label and this and that or whatever. I mean, it's kind of like a stepping stone. You know, you do good here, you get to come here, and then you get to come here, and then you get to come here.
Sure.
So halfway is where we are right now. So, you know, I've got another 10, 15 years in order to put in to this. And, maybe we'll get 5 or 6 records more and
Right.
progress forward.
Yeah, maybe
Cool.
something big will come out of that. You know, I mean, Sweden's very well known for its metal. You know, they love metal over there. There's
Honestly.
some really great bands come out of there.
I'm always
So,
one of the ones that has like a lot of optimism of what could happen. You never know who you're going to meet the next day, right?
That's right.
And
Sure.
you never do, because I meet some of the most incredible people. You know, give them a business card, and the next day you get a phone call, and so on and so forth.
You never know
So,
who you're talking to.
I will travel anywhere around the world, and I will smoke somebody's eyebrows right off their forehead. It doesn't make any difference, studio-wise, live-wise, this and that. I'm in the best shape of my entire life, and I'll get out there and I'll stomp it.
yeah, every time I ever go see you play, man, you just come out on that stage and you own it, man.
You're like,
Yeah,
what?
right off the bat.
Right.
Just, whoom, I'm like, yeah, go away, man.
It's crazy. You know, I might have a little bit of a weird reputation out there, but I'm consistent. And that's
you
the
are.
thing that really, really gets people, because they're like, God, man, he's still going. He's still doing it, you know. So, and that's what I want to try to shoot for. So
You nail it all the time.
I
so,
appreciate that,
yeah,
man,
always-
really,
always
honestly.
impressed, man. Always. That's awesome. So when are you going on? It's a weekend event?
At the 420
Yeah, with
or
the
at
Sabaton?
the Sabaton. I think we're actually playing the second day. It's a 4-day festival,
Okay.
so we're playing Thursday night. I think.
I'm playing it later in the evening?
We're actually playing, what is it, 7:30 ish, 8, something like
Oh,
that.
that's
So
a
8 in the
great
evening.
time slot.
So
Hell of a
this
nice time
this
slot.
That
place
is a good time slot.
It's I mean it's only 30,000 people. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So
no big
you
deal.
know,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
for
yeah.
the- I had that many kids at my
Small-
birthday party.
Exactly. So
What, when you were 2?
Shit, if I had
Exactly.
that many kids when I was 2. You know how many presents I'd have?
Yeah.
But-
Maybe I'd just spend $5 on me.
nice.
Hey, man, let's invite them all back.
We
nice.
got to go to all their parties now too. That would be
Right. It's been kind of like chasing shadows with me for a while, for all these years, and so now, you know, finally, I'm starting to get a hold of it a little bit. You know, that I have a little bit of an idea, a little bit of a vision on what I want to try to do with this. So it all seems to be coming together, though, which really makes me happy.
That's great. So out of the shows that you got lined up, which ones are you looking forward to the most? Obviously the Sabaton, but
Well, of course, the Sabaton. Instead of any show that we do, guys, it doesn't matter whether there's 10 people there or 10,000 people there. We still come out and we do the same show every night.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
awesome.
And we always have that mantra of coming out and always doing that. It doesn't matter because that one person in the crowd could be the one person that makes you
oh yeah, they can make
and
or break
takes
it.
you
Yep,
where you need to
absolutely.
be.
Yeah, you know, Jeff Scott Soto, when we talked to him a few weeks back,
Mm-hmm.
had the exact same outlook and the attitude. And he's like,
amazing.
these people come here, I don't care if it's 10 people or 10,000 people, they all paid the same amount of money to come to this show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get up on that stage and I'm going to give it all I got and give them their money's worth, you know.
Yep.
And that's a killer attitude to have. It
You
really
have-
is. A
you
lot of
have
people
to.
get down
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, geez, I got
There's-
10 people in the
you
crowd.
have to be-
I've seen it before.
Yeah, you have to be modest. There has to be a certain modesty about the whole entire deal because when you start believing your own hype is when you need to just quit. Just
Yeah.
quit it because you're not that great. You know,
It's easy to
everybody
impress
has
your
their
family and
run.
friends, man.
Everybody has their run, and you see the same people going up as you're seeing coming down. So if you want to see them again, then you get to see them again when you're traveling back up, which is what I did, you know. So, but yeah, interesting trip.
You know, what you were saying about if there's 10 people in the room or 30,000 in the room. I did an interview with Nita Strauss. She plays with Alice Cooper
Yeah.
Band. She told me a story when they were going on this tour, her and the girls with the band she was in at the time. They were just selling T-shirts just so they could stay on the tour and, you know, playing like little one-off gigs and these little hole in the walls. And one night they were playing and there was like 10 people in there and Slipknot was in there watching her.
That's
She
right.
had no idea.
Oh shit.
She had no idea. And they came up to her afterward and she didn't know.
Well, that's how she got her start. That's
Yeah.
the people that saw her started her career.
So she was like, you just never know.
That's why
Exactly
you
what
treat
said.
everybody like gold. I mean, you know, you should anyways, man. I mean, some of the bands that I've seen, I've been more blown away by, you know, some guys that I meet. Look, I'll name Seven Dust for example. I've never seen people that are so down to earth. Like, you know, there was a girl that was.
Jamie will tell you a story about that. She used to hang out with Seven Dust. All of those guys come out to the bar and they'll have drinks with you and hang out with you and just.
Absolutely. I mean, there was a girl in a wheelchair that came up to the tour bus and she's like, "Oh, I had my picture with you," and LeJean's down there. "Oh, I remember that show. As a matter of fact, here's my email address. That picture's really cool. You want to send it to me?" I mean,
Right.
that's really
Yeah.
cool, man.
It's off. My wife will bring like 50 pieces of like stuff for them to sign. So she'll like set it down on the table and it'll
Sign
make
one.
dust. It'll make dust.
Somebody's a big fan.
So
Our pen's almost out of ink.
yeah, they are out of ink. She has more pens. She has more pens.
Oh, yeah.
Well prepared.
That's the way to do it.
Come
So-
prepared. What's the craziest story you got from a fan?
Oh,
Fan
for Christ's
story.
sakes! There was a guy that was in Greece that wanted to touch me. Not touch me like that. But he was just he's reaching through the crowd and over Oh, and he was like,
Wade.
"Oh, I just want to touch you, Wade Black," and I'm like,
I became
Oh
speechless
my
for one
God.
moment there.
"Oh my god." Yeah. He was a good-looking guy, so I said, "Yeah, what the hell?" Yeah.
My face is hurting.
Hello. Yeah.
It looked a little bit like Richard Gere. I was like, "Eh."
You know what? I don't really have anything to say. And I usually got all sorts of stuff because somebody's going to get offended here.
All right.
It's not going to be you though.
No,
it's gonna
no,
be an
no,
audience
no.
member.
Wow.
This
Listen, this is all within fun. You know, I saw a bunch of crazy gender videos today on Facebook, which I won't say what they were, but it was just funny that how people get this stuff all twisted and stuff, man. Listen, we're all humans, okay? Treat people nice and be nice. Don't be an asshole.
Right.
Public service announcement.
Way Black brought to you by 2009.
Exactly.
The sound effect.
That was impressive, Scott.
That's my other talent.
That was good.
That was
good.
awesome. Voiceovers.
That was quite impressive.
Oh man.
I bet that impresses the missus too. Do you do that voice?
Not at all.
I've never.
She's
I don't think
numb
so.
to it.
I don't think so.
Is it Mandy? Mandy,
Probably.
what'd you think of that voice? I'm asking her for the
I don't know.
Facebook.
She's in the chat room right now. You can.
She's laughing. She's laughing at you,
'cause
Scott.
she could have just logged off right now. Hey.
So she must have dug it. She's laughing.
He's coming up from the backside.
Yeah, I got the radio.
Exactly.
I got the radio career, and he's got the voice. So
Yeah, the voice was.
I might,
my
I might
God.
be a little biased already, but I think you both have a great voice. Yeah. I can
you very
hear
much.
I can hear you announcing sporting events. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't really know enough about sports, but I'll fake it. Yeah, the guy
tossing it
with
to
the
the
blue
Fake it
left,
till you
tossing
make
it
it.
to the right.
It's going to the right.
Exactly.
It's out of here. Get that guy a free bag of popcorn.
Oh my God.
All right, so on that note, let's.
You got any more questions for Mr. Wade?
Man, where do we even start? I mean, do you have any endorsement things you're working on or anything?
I don't
like
care
that?
about any endorsements.
I didn't think
You
that
guys, you know, I don't.
necessarily
I
did,
honestly,
man, but I wanna ask you.
I don't need any endorsements or whatever. I've got everything that I need, and you know, I don't. Kissing a bunch of butt leaves you nothing but chapped lips and a bad taste in your mouth. So.
And if it's not the gear that you're using, it's like, great,
I'm
I'm endorsed by Jimmy Joe guitar picks made out of freaking lettuce.
Right, horse shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
They're made out of cow dung. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
The faster you play, the more they smell.
That's right.
It's
It's scratch and
awesome.
sniff.
Yeah.
Scratch and sniff picks. Oh my God.
For the first time in your life, being told you're a poopy guitar player. Burn up them strings. Oh my God. Man. No,
Smell it before you suck it.
Smell-o-vision.
We got to move against that one.
I'm sorry.
The reason why I asked is
Or suck at it.
never-
I'm sorry.
You never mentioned anything about endorsements. I mean, some people like to.
Oh my
flaunt their
God.
endorsements.
Oh my God.
I'm endorsed by 1, 2, 3 ABC guitar picks that you've never heard of. Well, that's great. My grandfather built the canoe.
The cotton. Invented the cotton gin.
I've been
Scott and his random stuff,
Jimmy
man.
Joe's. Yeah. You don't even
pretty
know what's
random.
coming out of my mouth next. You never know, man.
My great
That's
grandpa
what she said.
made the chastity belt
Yeah.
because
And
he
I'm
was
wearing it
afraid
right now.
his wife was going to have sex with somebody else while he was gone. So.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, what happened?
Man.
What happened?
We totally got sidetracked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
side something. Side swiped.
Any questions
Wow.
for him there, Michelle?
Wow, where do I begin?
I think the chat.
I think
room
I want to
should come up
ask
with
his
the
lovely
most
wife some
crazy-
questions. That's what I'm thinking.
She refuses
She's
to
like,
be on
no,
camera.
we'll get the inside scoop from her. I will say
She's
something
over
to
there
you.
crying.
I watched your video that was filmed in Tampa, and I had no idea that Thomas Crane had done your video. I actually know him, and and it was incredible.
Thomas is awesome. He'll be
Yeah.
working with me and other band that I'm in with Ben Jackson from Crimson Glory called Avenging Benji down in Sarasota
And
here.
he's actually a very good vocalist as well.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
He doesn't suck.
No, Thomas doesn't suck. So that's
I'm
what I was
only
going to
kidding.
ask you, or if you're going
Thomas-
to be doing some more stuff with him. So,
Yeah. Thomas is incredible, incredible talent, incredible eye, incredible photographer, videographer, whatever you want to call him. He's good. You know, just don't call him late for dinner or late for his paycheck.
right.
Yeah, I've been very
But-
impressed with the videos that he's done. It's
Yes,
good
Yeah,
stuff.
yes.
he's got a certain eye, you know, and it takes that overall look at the whole thing in order to make it
Yeah.
the end product.
Absolutely.
Well, you got to tell a story, you know, and he does.
Yep.
He does with his videos. Does a great
Absolutely.
job. You can tell he's done some filming and had.
He's
had
still
that
young though, so
thought
to
for-
have
Yeah, no
that
doubt.
have that grasp
It's going to get
within
better and
right
better as
right
we
down the
go.
road. So look at him 5
See
years
where
from
we're at
now.
right now.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
it.
you
like
won't
his
be able
early
to.
30s. Is Thomas
Yeah,
like in his
yeah,
early
you won't be
30s?
able to touch the kid. He'll be living out in Hollywood, not returning your phone calls or anything. else.
Right.
Yeah, I know. We did
Remember,
your
it's
video
Wade
for
Black.
blah,
Remember,
blah,
you
blah,
had it.
but-
Yeah,
Wade who?
yeah.
Yeah, Wade, you're going to have to add a couple zeros to that now.
So.
Good stuff, brother. Well, thanks for being in here, my friend. We
Absolutely.
appreciate you, man. We're looking forward to everything you got going on, man.
Always good.
Always wish
I'll be back again.
my brother. I know you will.
I will.
We love having you on the show.
I'll warn you guys before I come.
It's always a lot of fun. It's always a good laugh.
And that's a fact.
Yeah, we appreciate you, my friend. We are going to find out what happened with the show poll. Hope you got your votes in for it.
So the social media poll this week was, which was a bigger loss to the 1970s, Jimi Hendrix or Jim Morrison? Now, this is a tough one in a lot of different angles, depending on which way you go. You know what? Let's. You know what? I think Wade's going to want to start.
I'm gonna say Jimi Hendrix, just because I think that he had a bigger, more wider, or broader audience to what he was doing. Not that everybody didn't know who the Doors were, but I think that Jimi Hendrix was more established and more dealt with in a bigger way, commercially, anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm with you there.
the Woodstock show,
Right.
you know, just launched him on a whole nother level.
Right.
You know,
Right.
for sure. You know,
Well,
of course, he had people like Eric Clapton praising him.
True.
And everything.
Well, everybody was scared of
Everybody
Jimi Hendrix.
was,
There was no, even Pete Townsend, which was, one of the up and coming superstars, that had said that he had stole his guitar tricks, playing behind his head and this and that, da da da. Pete Townsend was doing that stuff at the same time, but never got noticed for it.
Yeah.
So
a lot of guitar tricks I did, I didn't get any credit for it. Come to find
man,
out-
I was hornswoggled.
Come to find out they were doing them before me, but I didn't know about it.
I was
Look
hoodwinked.
at that. Look at that. I'm going to throw a female perspective in here. I'm going to throw one in here for the ladies. Musically, since I do have a musical background, I would say Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
But from the female perspective, Jim Morrison.
Well, of course.
He was just beautiful. He was the Lizard King, I got to
yummy
say.
guy.
That was a pretty tremendous loss
lyrics.
for us, you know? So,
Remember in the movie when the elevator opened up and he was having sex with the chick in the elevator, and she's like, Jim. He's like, what?
I had to do it, but Jimi Hendrix, what a great loss. And I actually used to sing, so I was friends with Ike Turner. No Ike jokes, please. But did you know that
Oh, man, I had a good one,
Did you know
too.
that Jimmy actually
I'm
played
looking
in
for
Ike
a
and
backup
Tina's
singer.
band?
No, I did
Before
not know
he
that.
was, yes, that was where one of the places he got to start. He played in Ike and Tina's band.
I didn't
Jimi
know.
Oh,
Hendrix
really?
did.
That's cool.
Yes, yes.
You know, Jimi Hendrix. I mean, a lot of guitar players. A lot of guitar players. He was an influence in one way, shape, or form. Another thing is when we ask our guests, you know, super band, you know, who could you play with, you know, both alive or dead? He's mentioned a lot.
Yeah, he's come up a lot.
Well, think of what he would be these days, though. Not well, of course. And,
You know what? I don't want. You know what? I don't want to think about it. The reason why is because with everything going on, he'd be broken. If he goes to social media or something, next thing you know, Jimi Hendrix is gonna be finger tapping.
Right.
That's not Jimi Hendrix, man.
I don't think he'd ever do that, though.
Well,
I
I
think
hope
he'd
not,
stay
but I'm
true
just
to
saying.
true to his style as he created it,
Still
as
be
he
doing
would
LSD.
as he would end it. So.
Yeah, I think he would have done him. You know,
What was that? They
his
both
thing.
So-
they both passed away at 27, right? Were they members of
Yeah,
like the
weren't they members
27
of the
Club?
27 Club?
Right.
Yeah,
Look at what Elvis
yeah.
would have did if his career would have
Oh,
went.
no.
You know, I mean,
He's still alive though, isn't he?
Scott.
Sherry
don't have
Freeze with
anything to
He's
Wade.
hanging out in Kalamazoo,
Yeah, the cricket
Michigan.
sound. No, but so you got Jimi Hendrix, amazing guitar player. You got Jim Morrison, not only a good singer, but the lyrics and stuff that he wrote. You know, he's a poet. He used to actually where Angie Muchmore works. That used to be a place where people would go and like read poetry and stuff. He used to go hang out there.
Yes.
I didn't know
Yes.
that. Like my
Beatnik.
wife was saying, she read the book, and I mean that was one of the places he would used to go to.
That is true. I actually had his poetry books. I don't
Really?
know what happened to him, but yeah, that
So,
actually is
He
true.
went
Yeah.
to school at St. Pete too.
I'm a
He went
guitar
didn't he
player.
go to
at
like
one point.
Eckerd
St. Pete
College
High.
or
Didn't he-
something? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
college
Didn't
over there.
he
Yeah.
play somewhere down on Clearwater Beach at one particular
I
time?
believe he may have. Yeah.
I think it
You've
was
been in
right
this
out
area,
by
actually.
the roundabout. When you go down around there, there used to be a little civic center or something there, and he actually played there one time. I don't know if there's doors or not, but
So did you ever see the selfie that was going around out there that had speaking of Hendrix and Morrison, it had Hendrix and Morrison and Bruce Lee.
I remember seeing that.
Such a great
I
picture.
saw that a
Wow.
couple
Bruce Lee
weeks
and
ago or
Morrison are
whatever.
just kicking back, and here's Hendrix like.
he's glad to be anywhere near close to him.
Yeah, it was a great
Yeah.
shot, man. It was really cool. I'm like, you talk about selfie before selfies were big.
Wow.
That was cool.
So,
That
I mean,
is
the
a
only
great
thing
picture.
that swayed me over between the two of them because they're both people you could bet money on, and if they were in your corner, you'd probably do very well.
Right.
Would be Jimi Hendrix. I
Right.
mean, I'm a guitar player. That's the guy sang and played.
Yeah,
at the
just
same
more of
time.
an
It's a
impact.
three-piece. I mean, I really the rawness
Right.
because it was raw. You know, it's almost like thrash metal. It was raw. So Jimi Hendrix for me.
Right.
I get that. Hendrix by far is a phenomenal guitar player. He's definitely, a lot of people say they were an influence. He was
Right.
an influence for them and stuff. So he was definitely a huge influence in the scene. But for me, it's actually Morrison. And
Really?
I'm a lyric guy and I'm a poetry guy.
Right.
And when I've got a couple of his books and stuff and read all his poetry. And
So
now,
dark, though.
some of it is
Just
rather bizarre and hard to understand.
Right.
But I really, and yeah, dark. There's definitely some darkness there, but I really appreciated the uniqueness of his mind.
Right.
When it came to the poetic value of what he
Well,
wrote.
he
and
felt,
stuff.
though. I mean,
So-
feeling that stuff that people don't have anymore are feelings within their lyrics, how they sing it, their arrangement, their approach.
Yeah, and I'm a bigger fan of the Doors than I am Hendrix's stuff. To be
Right.
honest with you, as far as Hendrix's guitar playing is concerned, absolutely.
Right.
But as far as overall music,
On a marketable ability
I
was bigger
I
on
like
the-
the Doors a lot more
Right.
and stuff.
This
And
is
I
a-
think
this is a
that
hard
Morrison was really just kind of getting his swing and just really getting going.
Right.
Really good when he did die. When he passed away, because I mean, I don't know. I think his poetry was just
True.
Awesome. Awesome
Hey, man.
stuff,
Well,
man.
that's what
Really
it's all
cool.
about, man,
So-
for sure.
So that's who my vote was.
Amanda said, "Good job, Todd Morrison." Yes.
Right.
It was a hard pull for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was
really,
tough.
It really was. Like I'm
It
looking
was
down
a-
the comments, and I mean, you got people that
Uh-oh,
are
I
flip
can't say that.
flopping. You got. I mean, obviously
What'd they say?
my wife likes Jim Morrison. Natasha liked Jim Morrison. Lori Crawford. I thought she came in here and voted for both of them. I mean, you got a lot
Go,
of people.
Lori. I agree.
For this
It's
reason,
hard.
I like this. For this reason, like this. I mean, I totally get it. It's a tough call.
Yeah.
That's a tough call.
A lot of our stuff lately has been really tough calls, and they've been super close.
Yeah.
I mean, super close, like neck and neck. So at times they were tied. And then
So what we're talking about super close here is Jim Morrison is winning by 54%.
What?
54% by 46. Now, with our audience, you could get a handful of people it could throw it the other way.
Yeah. I would think even 2 votes would sway it into the other way or tie it
Amen.
up usually. Yeah. It's always pretty close like that. So.
But I mean, what they got Woodstock coming back.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Didn't they trash that
50
place
year-
one time?
Yeah.
Didn't they trash to where they didn't never were going to do it again?
Yeah. There was a big lawsuit back in the day about that. So,
Idiots.
but they're doing the 50-year anniversary.
Trying to give
coming
you
up.
something,
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's cool. Let's step on into the spotlight because we got a surprise for you tonight. And here we go. So, rounding out the show this evening, Michelle, our lovely guest co-host, was just at Rocklanta this past weekend, and she had a chance to chat with a couple of the bands. I'm going to let her talk about it for
Yeah, I absolutely did. So, like I was saying, I'm still recuperating from this weekend, so bear with me and experiencing a wonderful time guest co-hosting with you 2 fine gentlemen and
Cool.
having our wonderful guest over here. So, Rocklanta, this is what I did. Rocklanta. Wow. I got to tell you guys, this was the first event that was put in by partnership with Bradley Productions and Tribal One. Bradley Productions has put on several events with 80s rock bands and whatnot, but this was the first one that they partnered together. Had it in Atlanta, Georgia at the Center Stage. What an incredible venue. Not a bad seat in the house. The whole thing was done like in the round. It was incredible.
Cool. Very cool.
Very amazing sound. Very well run. Just like clockwork. Looked on their page, their group page, which has like 1,500 followers from people. Not one complaint on that page from the
Really?
and that's a rarity. So,
Yeah, that's excellent.
so
Usually there's one bad apple.
yeah, there
you
was
know.
nothing. So special thanks to Bradley Productions and Tribal One for allowing me the opportunity to have access at the event and to be involved in promoting this great event, because the 5 weeks prior to this event happening, I had a different guest on my radio show on Rock Rage Radio from bands that were in this lineup. So I had one person from this band, one person from that band, and they all graciously participated for me. So I was very, very grateful for that. So Hotlanta this weekend. This past weekend, we got Firehouse, XYZ, hardcore superstar, all the way from Sweden. We were talking about Sweden. They tore the roof off the place. Babylon Shakes, Warrant, Dangerous Toys, Kickin' Valentina, Taiketo, Lillian Axe, Tora, Roxy Blue, Denman, and the Eastside Gamblers. Just an incredible lineup.
Nice.
Good bang for the buck. So great vibe, great music, not a bad seat in the place. And we're bringing you interviews from some of the bands that I had the opportunity to talk with. Roxy Blue, who, without further ado, Roxy Blue. I got mad love for Roxy Blue, my Memphis boys. Tora, same thing, great band from Memphis. And Paul Lydell and Scott Dalhoover, the Texas boys from Dangerous Toys. So graciously joined me for these interviews. So
Very cool.
looking forward to sharing those with you. Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, we appreciate you getting those for us. So here you go. Check it out.
Rock Rage Radio, live on the road with the sound effect. I am here at Rocklanta. I am in a Dangerous Toys sandwich, which is a really cool thing. It's a baloney boat.
There it is. Total baloney
Do
boat.
you remember?
I do remember baloney boat.
I'm here with Paul Lydell and Scott Dalhoover from Dangerous Toys. And I've had both these guys on the show. Thanks for doing that, by the way, you
Ah,
guys.
it's my pleasure.
I love you guys so much. So you guys, I'm not going on the stage yet. I've been really excited about your show. You know, Hardcore Superstar came back to see you guys.
Tora buds.
They told me. They said, I got to see Dangerous Toys. I
I've
told you that,
I've
right?
never seen anybody that's drunk still up and functioning. I keep. There's
Which
cigarette. What's this? I always forget the singer name. Just goes, I love that guy. I can't remember my name either. We're on the blues.
Hard to pronounce.
Yeah, he was so fucking drunk and still standing up. I was pretty impressed.
You're impressed with that?
He's Texas drunk.
It was
and
like
still standing.
major stuff.
Yeah.
Major stuff.
Yeah, they tore it up.
They tore it up. I
Last
heard
year.
they tore it up
It
here.
was freaking
Oh my
amazing.
gosh,
Yeah.
well, I can't wait for you guys to perform tonight. Everyone's really excited about it. So I'm excited, and thanks for talking to us here at Rock Rage Radio.
Yeah.
Look at that, rock and roll. So what's new for Dangerous Toys this year, guys?
Well, Paul got a new out for 99 Crimes.
I
coming out.
know, we premiered it.
And I'll tell you something probably somebody doesn't know. So in a minute, I'm gonna play you some songs from my new band. Yes, so you can hear it. You'll be the first person outside of my band to hear it. Of course, Paul's got to hear it first for you.
Oh, okay, well, that's still good. He
He'll give me
should.
shit if I don't
He
play
totally
it.
should. And speaking of Paul, I want to say this. Thank you, Paul, and thanks to PRS Records for allowing us to premiere some of the tracks from your great new album from 99 Crimes.
Thanks for premiering.
I was
Yeah.
very excited on this, and thank you for that. Oh, we have someone entering. We have someone entering. So we're live in the dressing room. They allowed me the privilege of coming in here really quickly to say hello. So, any more tour dates, guys, this year? Anything going on? Dangerous Tours?
Austin, July 20th. Denver, July 27th. And a lot more, but they haven't sent me any money so far. I'll get no money, we don't play.
Also, if you want a really, really cool guitar, hit this dude up right here, right?
So we're gonna hop out. These people are trying to come in.
They are. So, all right, you guys, Dangerous Toys coming up soon at Rocklanta. Rock Rage Radio. Rage Radio and on the road with the sound effect. Having a beer with Tora. Oh, here, play. I love these guys. So this is Tora. How lucky am I? We're at Rocklanta. You guys tour up the stage.
Man, we had a ball.
You guys have fun?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Bradley Entertainment, we had a ball. It was amazing, man.
Atlanta rocks.
The last time.
Rocklanta rocks.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Really long time. So the crowd was amazing. We loved it. All the music's been amazing all day. We got to put our friends. Roxy. Sorry. I'm not tired. Sorry.
He was there.
Yeah. No, but listen, we love those guys. And we had a Memphis and Nashville gathering, man. Bayside Gamblers were here. Denver. It was awesome. It's been killing.
So it's like a little reunion of sorts for you guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's very cool. You guys have had a lot of cool stuff going on. I mean, Monsters of Rock.
Yeah,
Monsters of Rock.
You guys have fun?
Yeah.
It was so.
Was
It was
that
so
fun?
great. Yeah. So many good bands, man. We saw so many great people. Man, Pat Travers. Oh my God, that was awesome, right?
Yes.
He's like, yes, was that you were
That's a bucket list.
King's X. It was awesome.
Somebody told me that. Who told me that was your bucket list?
He is awesome.
Did you tell me that was his bucket list?
Yeah.
Somebody did. I remember. Yeah.
Saw both shows.
So much great music, man. It was hard to pick. Like it was Tesla was great. We loved Kicks and Extreme was
King's X. Yep. Queen's Ride.
I love Queens.
Yeah.
It was a good cruise. Everybody got songs.
Everybody liked Rose Tattoo too.
They were great.
Yeah.
I
And Brian Rock, I like. They were
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, they were good guys too. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that was the second one that you guys played. I hope I get to see you on the one next year.
We
hope so.
should do that.
You never know. Sometimes they mix it up.
Yeah, sometimes they'll alternate it like a year, right? Like that.
We did 2017 and we came back 2019, which was the 30th anniversary of Surprise Attack. It was the perfect time to do it. New record coming out, Frontiers, which was awesome. Didn't give a big hat tip to those guys for letting us fit in new music. And it was amazing, man. It's it's family, man. It's like a tribe of people. We went on there and just went, oh my God, this is where we need to be. This is so fun. We just had the best of it.
You know, I was telling everybody because they'll be like, oh, how do you know these people? How do you know that people? And I think a lot of people don't realize how small the rock community is. And it does know everybody else, which is really cool.
Plan on it for like a year. Like everybody's talking to each other, counting down. I mean, it's just everybody gets excited to hang out.
I see you participating on the group page. I think it's great. I think the fans love to see you guys in there doing that. And one of the things I love about you guys is you're so fan friendly, and the fans, that's such a big thrill for them. So thanks for doing that.
We owe them, man.
Share everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They helped us write the new record, man. We thought about them, man. The Rose of Jericho, they inspired us, Sons of Zebedee. We just, we were getting together talking about the approach of doing it after such a long time. And the first title for Rose of Jericho was Rock and Roll Ain't Dead Yet. It was kind of about us. But then as we got to telling all these stories and talking about everybody, it just brought back like this big flood of memories, of all the crazy experiences we had. And so they helped us when we wanted to hear this record and know that they were part of it.
Well, I know that means a lot to your fans and everybody else. And
Man, it means a lot to us.
you guys are awesome.
Probably more to us.
Yeah,
than
we
it
love
does to
playing
them.
You guys are awesome.
For us, after all this time, to hit a stage like this and have, those faces back out there.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I was
Roxy's rock groups, man.
I was
The whole
talking.
community is.
I was talking to Todd over there, and I was saying it's like the resurrection of Roxy Blue, but I really think that people are, and Todd was saying this, people are getting tired of getting force-fed stuff. We want to hear our bands. We want to hear you guys. We want to hear Roxy Blue. We want that music. And that's why this is so great that things like this are here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and Monsters of Rock. So.
It's a great platform, and it gives you a voice, in our community, in the rock community. Everybody, we're a family. You get to see each other, and man, we see people and go, oh my God, and they're like the crazy stuff that we've done together. When we see each other, it's just like, oh my
You guys reliving all the stories that
Yes.
probably can't tell on the
Yeah.
radio show, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, you guys relive all the
We don't
stories
have
that
any
we can't
stories.
tell. He's like, no, they don't. So, what's going on for the rest of the year with Tora guys?
M3 is next.
I'm gonna be there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited. I'm very
That's going to be
excited.
really cool.
That's our first time there.
I get to see you guys. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love it. I'm excited now. I'm not excited for you.
We're excited.
How did I not realize you were on there?
I don't know.
Where was
we gotta
I?
get this out.
Shame to
Everybody, whoever's watching right now, we're going to M3. You guys gotta go.
Tora and
Yeah.
M3. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna be there like twice. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're gonna be there.
So we're doing that. Then we're going to Wolfpack Productions. We're going out to Denver. Can't wait to see them. And then we're doing a really special show at home. We're going to do an acoustic show. We've never done this before. And it's in a really small venue. Can't wait to do Lafayette.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a different set list than anybody else. It's going to be very different. It's going to be
Very
something
cool. I'm sorry. I'm just excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It'll be something really unique.
Very cool. So I want to thank you guys for talking to our
Yes,
listeners and for playing an amazing show, Rocklanta.
Man, get ready. Get ready to see everything. You're not going to believe the videos that you see of all the bands that are here. They're awesome. You're going to freak out.
Thanks to Bradley. Like I said, Bradley's awesome.
Yeah, we'll
Just
see.
put this together. It's great.
Yeah,
Top
we'll see.
one.
Travel One and Bradley
Travel
Productions.
One
Yeah,
and
they
Bradley.
rock.
Very
Thank you.
great. It's been an awesome time.
First time doing this in Atlanta. This is a really cool venue, and
It is a cool
it's been a
venue.
lot of fun. So yeah.
great.
So wish you guys were here at Rocklanta because I'm here with Tora having a beer, which is you should be here too.
Oh,
Hey! Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
We'll come back. Shaking the Rafters with Michelle, Rock Rage Radio. Also on the road with the sound effect, live in Atlanta, Rocklanta. I am surrounded by Roxy Blue. How cool is that? So I gotta tell you guys, and Steve Blaze from Lillian Axe told me that I said say stuff to all the bands, but I don't. I bought one shirt, and you know what it was? It was a Roxy Blue shirt. Yes, that was the only shirt I bought. It was Roxy Blue. I bought the white shirt.
Oh, you did one? Why?
I did. I was really excited about
Well,
it.
since you bought one, well, make sure that I'll send you the new one in whatever kind you want. I'll send you.
See why I love these people? Look at this. I love this band. So you
It's
guys,
buy one, get 12 free.
you guys tore up the stage tonight.
Well, we appreciate it. You know, we had a little bit of an issue with Scotty got caught in a wreck, and we were set up. And
I wasn't in the wreck. I was just.
he wasn't in the wreck.
Traffic.
So we're set up, and you know, but our set got cut short, but we did what we did, and it was like it was fun, man. One thing, I mean, Rocklanta, this place is awesome. Bradley was incredible. I mean, his whole staff, everybody was great. It sounded great on stage. We had a great time in the 30, 25 minutes that we jammed. The crowd was amazing. And all the people in the crowd, everybody agrees, keeping rock and roll alive.
That's right.
And that's all it's about, is keeping rock alive, since everything on the radio is so not so awesome anymore. So, rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Hey, exciting stuff from you guys, because you got a new album coming out. So I'm going to let you guys go down and introduce yourselves to our listeners. So go.
I'm Josh, I'm the bass player.
I'm Todd, I'm the singer and slash, kind of the guitar player.
I'm Michelle, I'm just in the middle here, hey.
Scotty T, drums, and lateness.
I play 6 strings, I'm Jeff.
All right,
There
Roxy
you go.
Blue.
The new guitar player for Roxy Blue, who did an amazing job tonight, I must say.
Well, all of you guys have a great musical history background. I could do an interview with every one of you, because I know you guys have great stuff going on, but let's tell everybody about the new album, because that's a really cool thing that's going on. So guys?
It is, I mean, we got signed to Frontiers, which we're very excited about. They reached out to us right before we did the Brett Michaels show. We were getting together. We were just getting together to do the Brett Michaels show. I got a phone call at rehearsal from Nick Teeter from Frontiers, said, you guys want to be on Frontiers? And we're like, sure, we'd love to. And so they gave us the opportunity to make a record. So the new record rocks. Can't tell you exactly the date it's coming out. We do know when it's coming out, but it will be coming out later this year, and the single will be dropping, a few months before it comes out, so we'll get a few singles out. So my suggestion to everybody would be go to our Facebook page and get pre-sale. Go in and order the record, and it will make sure you'll get the pre-sales, and if you do that, then that means Roxy Blue gets to come out with vinyl, because that's what we want. And we've already done the artwork for vinyl, so we're hoping to get enough pre-sales to get vinyl. We're really excited about it. The new record is self-titled. Scotty T's idea. Everything we've ever done has been
My idea.
It's been tagged. Your idea, but everything's had a tag on it. We had Roxy Blue Want Some, we had Want Some More, we had Strip, we had Live at Night Moves. This one, I was trying to think, the thing is, and I wore a jacket tonight that had number 27 on the side. And I had a few people ask me what that meant.
27, I know.
So 27 is how long it's been since Roxy Blue came out with Want Some. That's how many years it's been, believe it or not, 27 years. So that means a lot to us, and we're really excited to be able to make a new studio record for all you guys that are keeping rock and roll alive. So we all want you guys to really pay attention to what's going on Facebook when the new record comes out. Get your pre-sales. You're gonna love the new rap. It's heavy, it rocks. It's still got a little bit of the old Roxy in it, but it's got a lot of new Roxy in it. So hope you guys love it.
Looking for a whole lot of Roxy.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I should let you guys talk. So let me ask you guys over here. Let me ask the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
So when Todd was telling me actually the story, because we did an interview on the radio show about how he kept ignoring the call, he didn't recognize the number. So what were you all reaction when Todd said, "Hey, you're not gonna believe this"? I mean, were you guys shocked or?
Was I even actually there? Because I don't know if that was.
You were not there.
Was
I don't
it,
think I was.
No, we just went in and signed you anyway.
was it Scotty T's idea to call the number back or listen to the message since everything's your idea?
It was all of us.
It was a joint effort.
To be honest with you, though, the cool thing about it is that we were there. Wayne Sweeney from Saliva actually started with us, and scheduling wise, and Jeff had played with us before, so we needed somebody who's going to be there 24/7. But I think just having everybody in a room, and it was kind of weird. We got the phone call, and I was like, "What do you guys think?" And they were, and of course, it was up to them too. I mean, we all have to make the choice. It's not up to me.
So
We all agree.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. So what's the release date? Do we have the release date?
We do, but I can't tell you.
Okay, but they will. They will tell me when this is not on. No, I'm not kidding.
It's before, I'll tell you this way. It's before Thanksgiving.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to it.
That's all I can do.
I want to hear it first.
I don't even know.
Exclusive. I want an exclusive, you guys. You guys can all come on the show when the album comes out. Let me know what you guys are. So,
Yeah, thank you so much for supporting this, man.
thank you. I love you guys. It's like the resurrection of Roxy Blue. You can take over everything.
We feel good about it. We feel good about getting back together. It's good to be back with my bros. We've all gone off and done different things, and it's kind of good for us to get back together. And what's weird for this show, we got together one time and threw down, and we played a few shows, but we got together and rehearsed one day. And of course, today was a little bit stressful, but once we hit the stage, it's like,
It was magic. The
well, I
magic,
mean, you know, it's like I think we all feel better on stage than we do off.
You know what's amazing is being a young kid and going to like your local amphitheater and watching with multiple bands. It's like you want to be. I want to be there. I want to do that. Roxy Blue was one of those bands when I was a kid, and I went to see them and stuff like.
So if someone had told you that, you'd probably been like, no way, right?
John Chance.
That's cool. Well, that's cool.
And we're glad to have him. He's an amazing guitar player. It's good to have somebody you can count on.
So are you always the quiet one?
Not always.
Yes, you are.
Only when I'm around him.
When we first
Is
got
that by
together-
choice? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Because he's a talker like me, right? Did I tell you guys a little story? So when Todd and I were actually going to do the interview, we were playing a little bit of tag with the times, and when we finally got on the phone, we talked so much we never hit record, and then it got too late, right?
We talked like 2 hours.
Yeah, because we were like, well, talking so much.
We got to know each other.
Yeah, and that makes the interview better. So that was a lot of
Could you
fun.
imagine? Could you all imagine? She and I talking on the phone together.
Oh yeah.
2.5 hours go by and said, hey, so
I totally
it's
get
like
it.
11 o'clock at night. What do you say we push red on another day?
Right.
So we were like, it's too late to do the interview. Let's just do it another day, right? Right?
But we got it done.
We did it. It was great. And thank you for doing it. And I'm so excited that I got to see you guys here in Atlanta. I'm really excited. I got my new Roxy Blue shirt and my future Roxy Blue shirt.
And you're having a great hair day.
You are having a good day. Look, what a venue.
I love you.
So anybody that has a chance to come to Center Stage in Atlanta, I gotta tell you, this venue is amazing. We had a great time. And all the sound people that did the show, I gotta tell you, it sounded so live on stage. I mean, did y'all not just have a great time?
Oh,
Yeah. Which is weird because usually I have to like monitor guy.
Yeah, they had it dialed.
I didn't have to ask
They had it dialed
there.
Dude, I ran from one side of the stage to the next and blinked and they said, one more. I'm like, oh, I wish the stage was longer. But anyway, we had a good time. So thank you, Rocklanta. Thank you, everybody out there. And we hope you guys buy the new record.
Yeah, and I want to say special thanks to Bradley Productions and Tribal One for putting on such a great event for all of us in partnership. And it's an amazing time. We're all having a great time. I get to hang out with Roxy Blue, so I'm really excited. So thanks for listening, guys. We'll be back in a little bit with another guest. Thank you, Roxy Blue.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you so much.
baby.
Thank you.
So there you go. Gotta love it. That's Michelle hooking us up there with some Rocklanta bands, Dangerous Toys, Tora, and Roxy Blue. Thank
Very
you,
nice.
Michelle. That was
Well,
really
thank
good.
you. I have to tell you, I think I might have laughed more than I was able to talk. I was having such a great time
That's cool.
back
though.
there. They were amazing. Got some great comments from our Facebook post there. And
From the
Mark
Peanut
Welsh.
Gallery?
Yeah. And he actually mentioned that Scott Dalhoover builds guitars. Scott Dalhoover from Dangerous Toys, he actually does.
Oh, cool.
And yeah,
Very
some,
cool.
Some pretty awesome stuff as well.
Nice.
Had Mandy tell us she thought they were underrated, and definitely some of those bands.
I
I
agree.
was excited about Roxy Blue. I got to tell you, I got so much love for them, but it was a great time. Enjoyed doing those interviews. Special thanks once again to Bradley Productions and Tribal One and the great bands that took the time to talk with us. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for getting those interviews and including us and being a part of that. And
thanks for
appreciate
including
that.
me today. Thanks for that. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for being on the show. Thank you, Mr. Wade. As always, we appreciate you.
Yes,
Always a
Wade.
pleasure, man.
Thank
I'll be
you so
back
much.
again. I'll
Always
warn you
great to
before I
have
come
you.
back.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks.
No,
you're always welcome, my friend. You know
Absolutely,
that, man. You know that.
Absolutely.
Get his little CD here.
Yeah,
War
don't
of
forget
Thrones.
War of Thrones, Conflict and Creation. Go and search it out, iTunes, everything. It's actually a really great record. Not just because I'm on it, but but I mean, all kidding aside, you're only as good as the people that you're surrounded by. So you know, I'm blessed days in advance for everything that happens within my day. So you know, you never know who you're going to meet the next day. So.
Amen, brother. So actually, tell us about the title track there.
Title track, the
'Cause
conflict.
I'm playing that video at the end, man.
The Conflict and Creation is just the name of the record. The single off of the record is called Savior, and it's about Jesus. He's not coming back because he's mad at you guys, and that's basically what it is. That your martyr, he'll sleep forever because he's not coming back because he's mad at us because he thinks the chorus.
So Richard Marks has been joining us on the Facebook feed as well. I've missed a couple of his comments, unfortunately, because I'm trying to multitask.
They must be. You got to be BS.
Right, there's
comments.
one for you. Frisk is crazy ass too. No, it's because I'm on it. I think it's because it was such a great CD because he's on it. So we're
He's
missing
a monster bass player. man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I
Rich
can't.
is a smoking bass
I
player.
He's
I
awesome.
can't say enough about my bandmates, and
See,
Rich
left
has
us high
been
and
with
dry.
Rich has been with me from the inception, and I can't say enough about.
He was supposed to be here tonight, but
about
you know,
which
he had
which
better
was
things
he's
to do,
he's
like
sick.
you know, do nothing.
He's sick as a dog, so I told him not to, spread the disease. So,
We hope you
but,
get better, Rich.
yeah,
Get
you're
better
only
soon,
as
brother.
good as the people you're surrounded by, man. Thank you guys very much for making everything a success, and huge things, like I said, happening for War of Thrones coming up here in 2020, and as we head to Europe here in 19, we're always a year behind because everybody books a year ahead over there. So like I said, man, we're just trying to keep our heads up and stay positive, and we're flying the flag of metal all around the world.
Very cool.
So thanks again, Wade. We appreciate you, brother, and best of luck to you guys, and especially on those tours and stuff and those shows. Hope you guys slay it. I know you will, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for being on the show tonight, Michelle.
Oh, my
Appreciate
absolute
you.
pleasure. Thank you
Thanks
so much for including me. I
Thanks
appreciate
again
it.
for the interviews. Appreciate that. And definitely a thank you to Bake More Pies. Always got to throw a shout out
Thank
to
you,
them.
Bake More Pies.
Thank you so much for them to allow us to have this show here in the studio in this killer place. And if you guys are looking for some marketing, they are a marketing firm, and they can help you market your company on the web, and they are excellent at it. They are primo people, and they got a beautiful studio downstairs for video production. If you need any kind of video production whatsoever, they're the ones to go to. So you can check them out at bakemorepies.com. You can find out more information about them there. So thanks again for letting us do this show. If you're interested, this podcast studio is available if you want to start up your own show and your own unique show. So.
And if you're looking for a special hookup, as far as any of that goes, you're going to want to send an email to Scott.
I couldn't even let you finish, Scott. Just the startup of that made me laugh.
Oh,
How could you
absolutely.
not?
I will show you savings that are so grandiose. I mean, you're going to call your friends, and they're going to book just because of your experience. No, seriously. Send an email to me. I will walk you through it at scott@thesoundeffect.com. I will make sure that you get hooked up, and we're not just like Todd was saying to
It's
me.
actually the Sound Effects Show.
thesoundeffectshow.com. I don't email myself very much or call myself either. But the truth of the matter is these guys not only have this great studio here, and I mean much bigger than what we have. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's
the one downstairs.
There's studios in this place that like rooms that I don't want to brag, but these guys got it going on, and I mean, this is the place to be. So if you're shopping somewhere else, you're gonna have to include this place because this is what you're gonna want to do.
Yeah.
coming up on our next show, we're going to be talking to the guys in the band Crush Tone. That'll be this weekend, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
We'll be interviewing those guys, and I think we're going to hear some of their music. I mean,
we'll be playing some of their music for you.
We got a music video.
Joey.
Oh, Joey's a heck of a guitar player.
Joey did this. Our friend Sidra passed away.
I know. I heard about that.
Joey did a special song for the memorial, and I put the video together for the memorial with his music. And wow, what a great song! I mean, the music for that.
He's a super talented guy. Him and Tracy. Much love, both you guys.
So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, you got to go see him this Friday night at Mr. Joe's off the beach, and Saturday they're Newport Richie. Is it the Verona? Is that what that place is called? Yeah.
So
I will be at Mr. Joe's just in case
Me too.
you need to.
We'll be there.
Oh, then I'm not going to be there, but Todd's going to be there. You're going to be at Mr. Joe's. It's going to be a good time, man. And, hopefully you guys can make it out.
Well, I have to say, Richard Marks has been commenting in the meantime. He said he's here in spirit with you guys. And I'm not sure what this one means. 1-800-Scott's got that ass. Sorry. I didn't know if I was allowed to say that, but
I don't even know
it just
what
came
the
out.
heck that means. And that came from him?
I think it was when you were like selling stuff there, when you were doing your little pitch is when that actually popped through. But
I guess because I don't really know you that well. And I don't even think
that's the contact Scott number. That's what he said.
I don't think you've seen me
That's
from
hanging out.
that angle.
That's hanging out with Matt too long.
Unless he's just kind of paying attention whenever you're around,
First time I don't have anything to say, but hey, what can you do?
You don't know my guitar player, so.
So be sure to visit our website, thesoundeffectshow.com, where you can see previous shows and find out what is coming up on the show calendar. While you're there, be sure to click on all the links that we have there to visit our social media pages, add us, like us, and subscribe to us. Again, a very, very happy birthday to our girl Angie. We love you, girl.
Yep.
Hope it's an awesome
birthday,
day
Angie.
for you. It's going to be wonderful. And
Can we talk a little bit about the Gary Muchmore?
absolutely, man.
So I mean, what day is this?
That is April 20th.
Okay.
420.
Unfortunately, it's when your band's playing.
Over in Newport Richie.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
I just wanted to say to everybody who knows Gary and who knows Angie that Gary was the sound director, manager, stage manager, and everything for Crimson Glory when I was over there. I had known Gary for more than 25 years, and heartfelt miss him every day, and what a staple that he is, and what she continues to be around here as far as the Muchmore name goes. And I hope that your gig goes well, and much love to you and your family.
Indeed. Absolutely. Yeah, Gary was a great guy.
He was
hanging out with
absolutely
him all the
amazing.
time.
It was funny because when we'd show up at a club, him and Taz would go in there like the mob.
Yeah.
Like the mob. Move this, do that, where's those gels, move that, get that riser, and it's just like, wow, whoa.
Almost everybody in this community has a Gary story in some way, shape, or form.
Yep, absolutely.
And I mean,
he
that's how
had
cool
done
this guy
so
was.
much around here, and yes,
Angie said
a
thank
living
you.
legacy.
she
Yep.
said, "Oh, thank you."
You're welcome,
Yeah.
Ange.
Yep, Gary had worked a lot with Sabotage back in the earlier days and stuff. So I
Yeah,
mean,
big
long-running legend around this town.
He was
legend.
key. He was key in Livestock too with 98 Rock.
Yep,
and all
you're
the
absolutely
major
right about
shows
that.
there. And
Correct.
stuff, big time. That's when I first met him
Yep.
way back then with
Yep.
Sabotage and Livestock, and hung out with him a lot back
So
then.
once again, much love to everything,
more love.
everything, much more
love.
love.
And Richard says, "Don't play it off, bro. You know." Scott,
We know what you do in your
Scott,
spare
you
time.
know.
It's your sexy
You know.
voice that got
Come
you into
on.
that mess.
Oh, that's too good. And on that note,
So, Rich, those finger tapping lessons later.
Yeah.
I don't have any money.
It's okay. You can know him.
Take it out and trade.
Oh my goodness! So we're done with that, but we appreciate you guys for watching the show. I mean, you know, thanks again for being on the show. I know,
my pleasure.
actually,
Thank you so much.
Nice.
Are you speechless again?
Nice.
He's totally
I was
speechless.
about to do my cricket.
So we all have
I wonder where are the crickets.
right. We all have
Were you
unfinished.
thinking about Richard's comment there still?
Richard's
No, I'm
got me
kidding.
bamboozled.
Got him a little.
I don't even know what to do at this point.
Talking
A
about Big
little
Richard.
Flustered.
Well, I don't know him by Big Richard. Why don't you tell us about
Hey, Big Richard. How's that going? Hey, Big Richard.
Rich, you had to start some crap, and you're not even here.
I know.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted him here, because I knew it would be just that much
yeah.
worse.
Promiscuous.
with him here. But there's going to be always other times and other stories to tell and all that good fun stuff. So
True.
Yeah.
And then you
Very
guys
cool.
can see each other face to face.
Man, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. I hope you feel better, brother. And happy birthday again, Angie. Thank you all for watching. We will see you on the next show. You guys rock.
Rock.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.